All right, guys, one more round of applause for host tonight, Paul Creasy.
Yeah.
Isn't that man British? All right, what's going on, Hot Cat? Wow, that's nice. No, it is good to be back here, man. Good to be back in Beijing. I was just traveling recently. I was down in Shanghai, Suzhou, doing a little bit of comedy there. I did a show in Shanghai with some of the guys down there. It was a show for charity. It went really well, and we're actually really proud about that show because the proceeds went to a very worthy charity, a group that needed a lot of money, the Shanghai Stock Exchange. Man, what a clusterfuck that was. I love how everybody was hyping that shit. Like, dude, did you hear, man? That thing dropped like fucking 400 points. I'm like, I don't know what that. How does that affect me? Well, so do I get diarrhea more now? Is that how? Actually, it would be kind of funny if that was an actual like charitable cause. You know, like I'd like to make one of those like public service announcement commercials. You know, but instead of AIDS or starving kids, it's bankers. Just have like really sappy music in the background, just like Sting, like you'll remember me when the worst winds move. Did you know? Every year, thousands of investment bankers are forced to buy their third trophy wives jewelry that was not mined authentically by African child slave labor. But you can help. With your donation, you can ensure that these bankers can have at least one cocaine-filled sex orgy a month. As we lie in fields of gold. Don't applaud the singing. No, man, it's but maybe that's what everybody does in Shanghai, though. I noticed that when I was down there, like, yeah, they're all fucking bankers and working for like insurance companies and shit like that. And I don't know, I always feel so like out of place when I'm walking into bars in Shanghai, like wearing my Walmart clothes and like, I mean, even the Chinese girls look at me like, hey, hello, what's a matua? like we're standing around in a circle, drinking beers, like exchanging stories. You know, because like all the expats there are like, you know, tall and handsome and French. They're like, he's telling me things like, oh, I don't know, I called the boss in Paris to transfer for €1 million, but he said, c'est pas possible because the Tokyo not open. So I just go to the Starbucks to have sex, no? I like living in China. I realized that, especially after I moved to Beijing, there's a lot of things that I do very differently now. For example, like I don't go to clubs anymore to try to pick up girls. Now I just go to that Uniqlo over in Sanlitern. Oh man, it works every time. It's the best. Did anybody actually like watch the video from that thing? Yep. Yeah. Oh, come on! I asked that question in Shanghai. They were like, "Yeah, 72 seconds, man. I only needed 30." That video is probably the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. Because if you understand Chinese and if you listen really carefully into what the guy is saying as he's banging the girl in the dressing room, if you listen into what he's saying, it's so funny because he's banging her. It's like really hot, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, call me your husband." Yeah, tell me we're gonna be together. See, only in China is something like this considered dirty talk during sex. Like, yeah, you like that monogamy, don't you? Oh God, tell me you want a June wedding. Oh God, my parents are gonna love you. But that's what's so cool about being like in places that are not Beijing. Because I notice people stare a lot more when you're in like other parts that are not like Beijing or Shanghai. And I love most of the logic about why they stare, the reasoning behind it. It's like, oh no, they're not trying to be rude. It's just they're not used to seeing foreigners where they come from. So I figured, hey, I'll just apply the same logic every time I see a smoking hot Chinese girl. Just like walk up to her. Her boyfriend's like, what are you doing? No. I'm just curious. There's not a whole lot of beautiful Chinese girls where I come from. That's one for the keeper. All right, Hot Cat, that's my time. Thank you guys so much.